Hello there. Good evening or good afternoon, depends upon your time zone. And Assalamu alaikum. Today we are continuing our journey of search engine optimization, right? Yesterday we were discussing about, a couple of days ago, we discussed about SEO. Yesterday we elaborated SEO. Today we are going to discuss about the powerful strategy which I have been talking to all of you called SEO 101 and Google Analytics. These are two things we're going to do today. Okay, so I think most of those who attended my training workshops, physical, offline events or online events, every here and there, I used to mention SEO 101. So one of the things, maybe early stage of the SEO part, maybe around 12 years ago, when I started doing that SEO process, it was too difficult till I found this strategy, which is the group of my friends. And we implemented it to ourselves, and that has changed my life. That's what exactly today we are going to share with you. Not only that, after that, one of the things I have been giving to the people, so many clients across the globe, some of the examples I'll show you today. We are given this as a strategy and it works. And most of the companies we give something called guarantee assurance in the first page of Google. Then only they have to make the payment. So this is the strategy you're going to we are going to discuss today, and I'm sure it will be great beneficial to all of you for this the SEO 101 strategy. Not only that, we are going with a new in this 100 days program. We are also going to have two new strategies called the 3I integration and the RRR. Okay, these two strategies for you'll have easy understanding when you understand SEO 101. So SEO 101 is actually tested, proved one you can definitely use. And RRR and 3I, it maybe require some more resources for you, but SEO 101 definitely you can implement. And if you implement, the guarantee, that's a good point about it. Okay, so without wasting much time, we will go with the PowerPoint as usual. I'll take you to the PowerPoint today. And if you are planning to check the online, when I'm doing, you want to check some of the Google it, as I usually say, I tend to two devices. One, maybe you keep a PC, one is in the phone you join, and PC you can always go and check it, right? So once again, welcome everyone. Our Digital Mastery Challenge, the 23rd day of 100 days. Okay, we are nearing to the 25th day. And today, July is 27, 2020, Monday, 7 p.m. from Qatar, in Arabian Standard Time. So I'm live from Doha, Qatar. Okay. Now, we are continuing the discussion of a search engine optimization. Those who are joining today, I would request you to watch yesterday's recordings and another few days. And yesterday I mentioned that a couple of times, which are the other recordings you need to go through. So then you will have a complete idea today, because we are directly jumping to the strategy. Today, this is the 17th strategy we are going to discuss. I think the major strategies, I think around 9 to 16, it is completely depend on YouTube one, right? So now we are SEO 1, we are discussing the strategy, 17th strategy called SEO 101. As I mentioned, the strategies, this is assured results. So when you implement this strategy, you're guaranteed to be there in the Google first page, 100% sure about you're reaching in the first page of Google. So how do we do that one? So before we go on the strategy part, one is this is proved with not only many times in our clients, so not only many with my businesses, it's also proved with many clients. I request you to go to my website, consultinginstant.com. In that, you can see of many of my clients list are there. You can go through that. I'll show you a couple of examples how I did it, and not only for me and others as well. So one is to start with the Malaysia Second Home. The Malaysia has a second home program. This client has too much of a very highly competitive word when many people across the globe look for a Malaysia Second Home. So that's a keyword they use. It's kind of a we can say it's a broad match keyword, or you can also take as a long tail keyword. Okay? Actually, it's a broad match keyword. Even a broad match keyword, actually, you can rank it as. You can even today, you can see even after 5 years, I think I did them around 2012, 2013. Yeah, around 7 years later, still it's ranking in the Google first page. Okay, so you can go and check it at migrateMalaysia.com. You can see that one. You can also see this is one of the client I highlighted in my website. You might have seen because this is a client who's from the scratch. Somebody from home, they started this matrimonial website and developed and even flipped to an Australian company. And it's a site you can see, Muslim matrimonial sites. Muslim, somebody said the Muslim, that's a huge number of search volume was there. This is again a broad match, it's not even a long tail. Muslim matrimonial site. People type just Muslim matrimonial site, not even website, they use the word Muslim matrimonial site. Just this word, even today, it rank in the first page called muslima.com. This, I think I spoke to you many times. When I left the Hyderabadi Pearl business, then my competitor took out my videos with keyword and I helped them to do that, even to the Krishna Pearls. Even today, it's ranked in the first page. That's a keyword is original Hyderabadi Pearls. It's a perfect example of long tail keyword, original Hyderabadi Pearls. Okay, this is also ranked. You can cross check your Google. Okay, now I think another client which I'm really proud of is that I have been highlighted. This is my client Anthony Robbins. In 2007, we set up for him the first online store where all his books and that same sort of CDs and DVDs. Apart from the books, CDs was the majorly selling those days, CDs and DVDs. And then 2012, he started facing an issue because he's being an author. Majority of the books was going through some other website, like Amazon comes up, and many other publishing company comes up. But he wanted to send out from his own bookstore and make an additional revenue. That's one of his executive approached us. So this, again, we did SEO 101. You can see Anthony Robbins books. That's one of the things people search, Anthony Robbins books. So he directly landed him to Tony Robbins. He was not even there in the first 5 pages. In spite of that, he's the owner of that. But the other portal, the book, like including Amazon, will rank usually in the first page because when the people search for books. This is another example. Now, can we go with yesterday we talked about a long tail, right? We are talking about a single word. This is actually in a SEO 101, we have something called show off keyword or a branded keywords. Now, if you wanted to have even a single tail or a generic keyword to rank, actually it's possible. This again, I have been talking to you always about a client, which is from a conceptual stage till when they become succeeded. I continued not only your online aspect, even a company registration, their website, the entire process of getting done, their funding, even their initial client. And I think as I spoke to you about, they send me the training, they send me to Singapore to learn more about Forex. They send me to Dubai to stay in a hotel. There's a client which I'm talking about, accessory.com. You insert just an accessory. So this comes in the first page and almost in the first result you usually get it, but that's a strategy we used. Someone type it, no one else come on that one. Okay. Now, of course, my experience in the loyalty reward program. So best loyalty programs in New York, when it is, you can see that there's incentives group comes up, and especially on a B2B loyalty program. And I worked with almost 1 or 2 years time. And part of that, actually, I became a consultant for a loyalty program, but because of my experience in SEO, they also used my experience to work with that. Okay. Now, you can see even a smaller level. I think earlier I shown you an example of the first thing. Now, if you go, I am feeling lucky. I should show, I'm feeling lucky. You jump to the first result. I shown you an example of a Mangalore in India, one rank comes on. There is a salon which I went for a haircut. This is a client which is in Mumbai. Again, this is also a very competition, highly competition. So we can actually rank that way. Now, another thing is, again, I told you about the FX Primus. That again, one of the things all the traders, even yesterday or a day before, we've seen a mastermind group. There are a lot of questions which platform you recommend to trade. So that's one of the questions. Most of the traders, most of the people trade online, they always search it. That's one of the keyword, safest place to trade. So that is, if you type in Google, this comes in FX Primus. So what I'm saying, all these people actually really used partially or in detail about SEO 101. Majority of them is not even fully utilized. A partial also is fine. I'm not agreeing it is you do partial, but if you do completely, you 100% result. Now, not necessarily SEO 101. Actually, even a small portion you do. An example is in Qatar, StarTech Store. We only started doing with them. By that time, they already end because they have more outlet is happening. Team is coming in. Even today, even then, not done completely SEO 101. And there's just, you search something like gaming computers in Qatar. Good number of search volume is there. So StarTech Store. come out. Now, even as sometime, not necessarily I implement. You go to like there's a lighting souk, the owner. He is one of our consultant, and he one of the good thing about I noticed about the founder of lightingsouk.com is Mr. Shinoj. He goes and implement what he goes through the workshop. I know that's a fantastic thing. So he implement. You can see in kind of selfie lights in Qatar. So his sites comes up. So I'm saying it is over implement these strategies. Basically, you get a ranking. Basically, you get result on it. So kindly note, implementation of the strategy is more important. Okay. So this strategy is easy to learn and easy to understand, but you need to work on it. So if you want Google to give you the business, you know the millions of you will look at if these two clients when you talk to them. With the COVID-19 time, both of them could survive because they're online sale. People started looking at either startup store or a lighting souk. Because of the online presence, they could not open the shop because of lockdown period, but they're getting a calls because the online presence. Even you go to social media, they have a good presence on it. So what my point here is, if you want Google to give you the business, it's a free, right? It's an organic result. You are not paying anything. I'm not talking about PPC here. I'm not talking about the remarketing campaign. I'm not talking about your search engine marketing. I'm talking about organic result, the free listing which Google will give you in the top 10 page, and which is once time you do all these activities, it's easy for you to get that inquiries and lead to your website. So it's worth doing. That's the first thing. It's worth putting that effort. And you record around 100 to 180 days, around 6 months of time, patience to work on it and get ranked. And it is you assure that I'm saying 25% of your keyword, which I'll discuss you how many you need to work on around 100 plus keywords. And in that you differentiate 100 plus keyword to 10 keyword, 11 keywords and 90 keyword. This 11 keyword, 25%, more than 4 will be definitely ranked in a Google first page. 100% sure. Okay. So what we had to take a decisions based on this one. So that's the reason I would like you to pay attention very, very carefully. Each point is very, very important. I put all the maximum points there, but maybe my experience, my failures and success, I'll be talking when the point comes up there. Now it is compatible for affiliate website. I myself ranked my affiliate website the top first. That's the first thing, and it's also compatible with dropship website. It's also compatible with the e-commerce website. And all the things is my experience, I'm telling it is. So that's the reason the people who are doing a private beta, even I recommended that to go through that one. People even give up even a proposal stage. So talk about the implementing part. No, there's a proposal. When I'm at planning, actually a proposal, nothing like a planning. A planning to be done properly. So that's most important on SEO 101. Without planning, it's going to fail. And a very systematic, Google algorithm is always completely a logic, right? Completely numbers, completely, connected with everything. So we need to compact, to sync with them to rank it. So it's this strategy. So definitely you can do with affiliate websites. Tomorrow or after tomorrow, we'll discuss about detail of the affiliate website. We'll discuss that. Now it's also compatible with the niche websites, whether you are doing a dropship, or whether you are doing an e-commerce B2B or a B2C, does not matter. It's also you can do with any kind of a niche website. You can also do the branded website. You can see some of the websites are branded websites. It's a corporate website. Even with a single tail, with generic keyword, they are ranking, right? So this is a very, very important for you to get a, it's a ranking, whether irrespective of the website part, you can do that one. Okay. Now, one few things you need to think about the strategy part. This is very important part. When you use a keyword, so keyword play, yesterday we spent a lot of time on a keyword, how to search it. We also introduced you with a couple of tools like a Google, and also to introduce you about the ADM part additional we can give you. Now, once you use the keyword, now affiliate website, especially you are choosing a niche, which is you are affiliating with the large companies like Amazon or maybe Alibaba or maybe Flipkart or any other large corporate B2C portal you are affiliating with. Very difficult for you to get ranking unless you go with the right strategy, because you cannot compete with them. They already products are there and they are already ranking. So what exactly you should do is you need to choose a long tail keyword, which is between 30,000 to 100,000. This many people came back and asked me why this number. What is that 30,000 and 100,000 numbers? So I explained many times this is, especially to the people, and please understand the logic here. Yesterday when we discussed about keywords, what is it? So we need a good search volume, less competition, right? So, but here I'm talking about upper limit of 100,000, and I know that's everybody is not getting it. So that's what exactly depends upon how do I say? Depends upon the situation. You need to have that common sense. You need to apply the logic. You need to look into how you can hit the result. You need to be result focused, not activity focused. So that's exactly, especially you are from entrepreneur. You're a new entrepreneur. You need to think on a result the more, because not the process, not the activities. You want a result. So when you want to do a result, you need to start focusing on result. When you're visualizing on a result, you will see a lot of things falling in place. Now, was an affiliate, you affiliated with Amazon, you affiliated with probably maybe Alibaba or any other eBay, any other site you do. So you know these people are doing a fantastic in SEO, and they are there most of the things you search for. So you cannot go and fight with them. You cannot compete with them, and to get ranking in Google first page. You probably, what do you say? Now you can even think about reaching in the first 50 pages or 25 pages. Okay, so we are talking about you're reaching in the first page of the Google. So how do you play the game here? So once again, I'm explaining this word earlier attended also. Please pay attention. The logic here is between 30,000 to 100,000. Why we need to choose a monthly search volume of the keyword tag? Now, above 100,000 keyword, usually the large company targets. Like Amazon, like a company, they're usually looking for millions of monthly search volume. Globally they have. That's what exactly their major point. Sometimes they reduce 500,000. Some depends upon the maybe basket size, or depends upon the product price. They might reduce to little more. But usually less than 100,000, they usually don't target. For them, it's not worth it because their operation cost is high, their recurring investment high. So they look for a return on investment on their own business. Okay, you got it, their own business. Now, you as an individual, first of all, you understand the resources difference because they can play bigger game because they have thousands of employees, billions of dollars money funded by the company, investors, and a huge infrastructure. They're working from there. Now you are going here with a one computer or laptop with 2 to 3 hours of work, with an internet connection, with a limited knowledge. You're doing a part-time. So think about for a Google, definitely the bigger company is Amazon. But Google is given an opportunity. If you influence the algorithm, even you can rank. That's exactly the point. So you need to rank. How you rank, you influence a Google. Which are the thing you can influence? You cannot influence, you cannot impress much better than Amazon is there, right? But here is the point. Everywhere Amazon is not impressing. So where Amazon is not impressing, even though Amazon has that product, you can impress that. When you affiliate with Amazon or Alibaba, you get millions of products to affiliate with. Now, which are your niche, also will have various products. The niche, when you choose a keyword, you're choosing a less than 100 means normally they are not primarily focusing ranking in Google. So you're finding out the less than 100K keywords, more than 100,000 is not their research volume. So the moment you choose this one, you are cutting away your competition. Bigger companies are not there for you to fight with you. Now, 30,000. So what is 30,000? When you take a 30,000, less than 30,000, just it's not worth it doing. So search volume. Of course, some cases like you're selling a high value product, even worth $10,000 as well. But 30,000, when I take it, average I'm taking as a price of your product at $10 to $20. And $10 to $20 in that, when you look at how much money you want to make it, we have to do a reverse calculation. You want to make money at $2,000 to $3,000 per month. So how much is it? $30,000 to $50,000 sales you should have to get that $3,000. Yes or no? Otherwise, you don't get it. So you're getting a 10% commission from Amazon, 10% commission, or maybe 8% commission from Flipkart or eBay or a Qatar Airways, which are the sites you are affiliated with. You need to think about how much is the sales you bring it. So now, if you have 30,000 people looking for a product, between 30,000 and 100,000, you take it 30,000. So less than 30,000 means per day the search volume coming to Google average is less than 1,000. So I thought of above 1,000 we take it. Okay. So above 1,000, and below 100,000. Now, simple calculation, you take it here. One is the moment you have taken less than 100,000, usually the bigger companies like Amazon, Flipkart is not there. Okay, it's very clear. Usually, it does not mean always it's not there. Some cases there, sometimes you not have to do. So if they're there, this rule no. Remove, go to another keyword. You know, you have so many keywords, so many things there in the market is targeting. Yesterday we know 94% of the keywords are not being targeted. 94. All these larger companies like Amazon, all the things are only 6% targeted from Google. 94% is not targeted properly. They randomly say some people are not happy to second page, third page, they go for other methods. Not getting. So you have the potential there. So you need to look at not to say that go for a kind of a red ocean strategy, or we need to go for a more of a blue ocean strategy here. Those who don't know blue ocean and red ocean, this point we'll be discussing the IBC training program in detail. Okay. Now, so basically what I'm saying, to avoid the competition and bigger company, not competition, bigger company, bigger threat, which you cannot fight and win. That's the best example. So if you're going to, if you're a ringer, you're going to fight, or you're going to play, you know that you know somebody is stronger than you, or you feeling a lion or a tiger. You never go and fight with them. Why? You know that you cannot win. Yes or no? But somebody messaged me last time when I saw this, and there are people fought with the tiger and won. That's an unusual case. Sometimes you may. I'm saying in general case. I'm saying less effort, more income. Less effort, more success. So you don't fight with the basically you feel that you will not win. So don't fight. That's exactly it. You don't have to be greedy. You don't have to make millions of dollars in one keyword. You need a $2,000 to $3,000 per month. You're happy about it. That's the case. But you're planning to make it 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000. The strategy may not work. I'm talking about through an affiliate. You're making around $3,000 or to $5,000 per month. Then this strategy is applicable. But then long-tail keyword also applicable only. If you are planning to make a huge money, then you need to go for a much more monthly search volume keyword like a broad match keyword. Okay, hope you are getting this point. Now, 30,000 we should take it. You simple calculation, you take it 30,000. You take only minimum of 30,000 users. Then you have a ranking in Google, and your keyword is there. So 30,000 that per day it's approximately around 1,000, right? In a month 30. So 30,000 divided by 30 days. It's 1,000 search volume coming to Google for your keyword every day. Which means there's a possibility of 1,000 people come. So you take again a worse scenario. You are on the first page, and there is a 10 people along with you there. So the client might go to other places as well. Of course, he'll come. Sometimes multiple places go. There are a lot of things. But take the lowest scenario of the 10% again. So 10% again, 100 people come to your website. Okay. Now, these 100 people, are the 100% of the people are going to buy from you? No. So you need to work on something called 5% as a conversion rate optimization. What's it called? It's a CRO. So 100 people come to you, 5 people buy the product from you. 5 people. Okay. So this 5 people, now you're getting let's say $10 to $20. $10 to $20. You take $10. You get $1 profit from one client. That's a 10%. If you take it, some cases will be 15%, some cases 8 people. Take an average, an assumption, calculation purpose. So $1 per client. So you have a 10 client, give you $1 each. So $10 you make through Google. So you calculate now opposite. So you one keyword, you choose between 30,000 to 100,000. So this 30,000 keywords are there. For that, you are getting only business of $10. But if you think about this, it's worth it. Every day, $10 coming through this keyword. Every day, one keyword like that 4 or 5 keyword you can have 50 keyword. $50 is coming from one keyword itself, right? So someone to the one website through Google itself. So you have this way it's coming. So this is a calculation you should understand. This is a logic. So very simple logic. Now that's one of the things people say your ticket price or a ticket size or a bucket size, you need to increase. Bucket size is, for example, now I'm talking $10. If you have a person who's buying $1,000 products and you're getting 10%, $100. So you have a 10 client, you have $1,000. So it game changes there. So then 30,000 is not the count. You may go for a 3,000 also, because that kind of high value products not necessary that kind of a how some monthly search volume will be there. It is a completely subjective. So that's the reason I recommend you need to analyze with a keyword with an expert, and so many things, not only monthly search volume and competition. And when the conversion ratio, they'll ask you what is the conversion ratio you're working. When the conversion ratio this is, and they'll ask you what's your bucket size or a basket size, and what are the ticket size. These are the word they use. So how much is what there is an e-commerce, there is a word is there per user, ARPU. Okay, average revenue per user. That's called ARPU, ARPU. Okay, average revenue per user, how much is that? So all the things you analyze, then you take a decision. That's the reason I recommend for a keyword finalization time, you take in some expert opinion. I know it's expensive because the keywords, the people who take this kind of analyze and give you completely expensive, but it's worth it because instead of you're doing a wrong thing, you put a lot of effort, no result. It's better to pay some money and get it, or you approach any of the consultants. Now, this digital mastery program you should utilize. Everyone is getting in a 1 hour consultation from a consultant. And if they know you went through something, if they don't know, we will also get you that answers from the various experts. Okay, part of the project, which will give you that support. So these are the things you should utilize. And I'm looking for all of you today, understanding what SEO 101, understanding this logic, start working on your keyword. By next week, we need to have a keyword start coming out. And I'm looking for, by 15th of August, we're starting ourselves SEO 101. So we'll do so much of SEO activities next month onwards. Okay. So I'll come to your website, and Wednesday we'll discuss about how tomorrow we completely dedicated for a Q&A session. Okay. So this is the one important point, all of you remember. Don't forget these kind of strategies and part. Okay. Now, so first thing, now when you wanted to have this decision of 30,000 to 100,000, you need to have a keyword bucket. So yesterday we discussed about the keyword bucket, and you need to put it the thousands of keywords. And I know it's a time taking, but it's worth it, friends. It's worth it. Please understand it. So once you get a result, you really, really understand that one aspect. Okay. Then we'll go for a keyword research on a completion of that part, which we discussed about it yesterday. And it is very, very important for us. And I'm not going back to keyword research. And finally, you finalize with 101 keyword. In SEO 101, you work with something called 100 numbers. I'll tell you how it works on it. And 101 keywords, you finalize it. And I hope you know, Google also has something like 10. The ranking is a page 10 usually. And something on a 10,000, 100,000, they actually calculate. For example, your social media weightage is basically about 10,000. You have 10,000 likes, 10,000 followers, 10,000 subscribers, Google recognize faster. So there is a Google work on something on a 10, 100,000. So you can actually logic work on it. I added one more because one extra we did is more than we do. See, for example, you reach 99, actually you're losing that one digit. It changes a lot. So Google the logic is not saying 10,000. So Google not understand 9,999. The logic say 5 digit. You need to have 10,000 and above. So just above one more you do, nothing is not loser. So you get a direct donation. So that's the reason work on a 101 keywords and finalize this 10 keyword. You take your time. 3 months you want, you can have it, but spend the time, do research, and it's going to change your life. That's the first thing. Now, this is going to give you a lot of money back. And then you will divide this 101 keywords to 3 categories. One is primary keywords, second is the show-off keywords, and third one is secondary keywords. Now, everything will have a 25% of the keyword will rank for you, which means you have 100 keywords. In that 11 keywords is the primary keywords, which means 4 plus 4 is a guaranteed rank in the first page of Google. You have something of show-off keywords. Show-off keywords is basically like accessory. These are show-off keywords. What is a show-off keywords? It means you show to the people that keyword, maybe as part of your tagline. Maybe it's your advertisement, maybe a radio ad, maybe your TV ad commercials, or that's a tagline you use it, or that way people call you. Okay, so that you have to show to the people. Oh, this or you're a brand. Everything is a part of the show-off keyword. So like an accessory type, it goes to the accessory. Okay, same way you can have your own keywords, show-off keywords. Again, 25% of this one will be ranking. Now, again, you have a 100 keyword. That means approximately 25 keywords will be ranking from the primary and secondary in your first page. So 25, imagine, you can just imagine 25 keywords is there in a Google first page. Can you imagine what kind of business you can make? So to get that one, everybody wanted that to be ranked. People are not ready to do work. So this, if you're ready to do work, think about the kinds of result you're getting to get into the Google first page. Now, first of all, why we should do this? And then we should think about why SEO itself, right? So SEO 101 benefits, like any other SEO benefit, plus you get a massive traffic, okay, massive traffic. And of course, all the searching you do that. And one of the best way of advertisement part. And your return on investment is very, very high. Very high means you put out 6 months now, you can imagine the kinds of traffic come to your website. It's great. And of course, your brand images will increase because SEO 101 includes 360-degree activities, including social media, including email marketing, so many things, and which increases the thing. And you also will find, so many people will find you when the moment you are on Google first page, people find and reach you, and people trust you. That's more important. You know that is you trust Google first page. Consumers trust Google first page. Human being, normal 95% of the people use Google, except the few SEO professionals, few digital market like me, that trust the first page. What I mean is, you know that is you can make the first page. It's not necessary the first page is trustworthy, but people trust. Okay, the Google first page, right? Even any information you trust and all the things you trust. So that you create a good trust. And so once you on the first page, people trust your company. Okay. Now you will have a lot of access to data, so many other things, so many things. I'm not going there. Now we are going to discuss a quite complicated SEO process now. Not necessary for you to understand everything in this 100 minutes. Entire document I'm sharing with you. And on a coming days, this is, as I told you, we do a campaign, SEO 101. Those who are going to have an affiliate website as well as online shopping world website. During this 100 days, we'll start foundations. And you only wanted a foundations because the rest of the activity you can do yourself whenever you want. All the 100 activities, major activities, we will do during this 100 days. You know, next class, next training programs and webinars, and apart like assignments like that we'll be doing next week onwards. So not necessary everything you should understand now. And furthermore, each and every 100 activities we'll be discussing in future. So that's the time you'll have a complete idea. Okay. So sometimes maybe some of the words may be new to you, something is too much technical. That's okay. So not necessarily a techie person to do this. You can do yourself with the tools. So what exactly the strategies? So what is 101? I just told you about Google has that 10, 20, 10, 100,000. So by syncing with that, we go with the 101. It does not mean only 101 activity. There are so many other activities out there. Okay. So kind of a power number with the Google, matching with the Google, syncing with the Google algorithm, that one. Okay. Now, as an output of this one, because why I put that again, you can see so much of activities. Is it worth? Answer is yes, because you are guaranteed in the reaching there. Now, you also start with so many other additional resources. Your website will have a multiple domains. It will have 11 domains, apart from your primary domains. Another 10 domains will add with the keywords. The keyword is you're targeting. You can have many people, SEO 101 people also have 30, 40 domains as well. You can have multiple domains. So more than 10 domains with the keyword, you would start. Okay, that's the first thing. And you also specifically target different countries. We recommend you to target 11 different countries. It's a global business. If you're a website, you are targeting globally. You will be focusing. You say entire global, no, global is my off. I agree. But 11 primary country, you need to choose out. And you will do implementation of that. So 11 domains. One website is fine, but some cases we recommend to have more landing pages, more website as well. Okay, so that's one of the way you can actually do things. Okay, now 101 keywords, and more than 100 different activities will be there, and the website will have over 1,000 words. You can see how much is the keyword there automatically. The 10,001 words, which is you can see. 5% of that, over 500 keywords, we can actually play there, right? So 5% of the keyword density is there. So we can have a good number of keywords present in your website itself. And of course, the web page design, it should be as per the SEO compatible. This is information architect. You remember that when we discussed about SEO, information architect is also important for Google to get you proper everything 100%. Okay. And we recommend to have more than 100 pages in your website initially itself. Before you start doing all these activities, make sure that is you have 100+ pages, which each product can which page, each keyword can focus one area with the landing page with the URL, or which can play around. Okay, so this can be 100+ pages, which is a very important aspect. Okay. Now, this cannot necessarily one day to do, and over a period of time you can do 100 pages, can do in 100 days time. Okay, that's not necessarily immediately to make it 100 pages. You can have 100 pages slowly adding as well. Okay. Now, each page you'll have not less than 100 words, not less than 100 words you'll have, and each page also you will recommend to have 3 to 5% as a keyword density. Okay. Now. Here is also minimum number of keyword optimizers will be there, 101 keywords. Now, you also go and submit not only into the Google, around 100+ search engines, we also submit, which is, of course, Yahoo being another included, but there are so many search engines which will submit. That's one of the activity initially itself we should do. Now, this is recommended. This activity is a huge number of activities. It's with a lot of team members usually done. You can also do individually, but you may not be able to finish in 6 months' time entire activity. That is okay. Over a period of time, you do 20-30%, you start getting a result. But the real result continuously doing. And you can also hire a virtual team. You can also outsource. It's not that expensive. Something you feel it's too many people, too much of work, you outsource that, maybe $30-40. You can do that kind of activities, and they might do much better way than what you do. So that's another thing. Now. Usually, as I mentioned, 11-member team it work for this. That's the most ideal with 11 people work average of 100 working hours and 100 days time. Okay, 180 days, because you basically look into the working hours comes around 100 only. Okay. Now, different 11 IP addresses will be used for different activities. So that's another technique we use. I'll tell you a few examples later to that. Okay. And usually the experienced people should work. So that's the way the result comes in. Okay. Now, the content, IDA rule, don't forget, and keyword density, never forget, and do not do keyword stuffing. So that's the reason you need to have a good number of, good number of keywords with you, and plus content. You maintain a 3 to 5% of the density of that. Now, you also need to have unique content. Do not plagiarize it, and come out to level the primary. So spend time, and maybe if recorded cost with the content writers to have this with you. Okay, so please make sure that is do that. And there is the approval. If you're doing you're a consultant or a SEO analyst to someone, you need to take an approval from the client, because it is most of the time it's written for SEO prospecting. But also should have a client should approve that one. Okay. And definitely never plagiarize it. Your plagiarism should come down to less than 10%, not even 10. And Google accepts around 70 to 80%, original 30%, they give you flexibility, but here 90% is to be plagiarism free. 100% may not be possible. Okay, now 101 activities I'm going to list out here. So now we'll start with the on page SEO, like we discussed. What are the things we do? So it's meta title, meta description, tag, meta tag, header tag, all the things which we discussed in the header section. It's come in the first one. You also work with a sitemap. Also, if it is a business, you also do Google Business Verification. It'll be verified. I think you know how the Google Business Verify. You go and do submission of the Google Business. Then to this address, Google send you a letter. A physical letter comes to you. Then you open up. There's a keyword, and that's way the verification. So all these activities, part of this you should do, and you also do navigation. All this part. Okay. Now, the most important thing is you are not a technical person. Everybody has this concern now. So what I'm talking to you, you cannot do yourself. Actually, answer is yes and no. Why? Of course, yeah, this portion little technical, you should know. This actually, if you use a platforms, like, yesterday or day before yesterday we discussed about affiliate platform. So, which is especially the private beta people are owning now, or affiliate sites are owning. You can do this one with your platform without technical part. You can go each page, every page, as we discussed yesterday. You can do SEO 101 later, and not only that, this platform we made it compatible to SEO 101, because all the activities when you look into Very detailed is there. I don't know how many of you went through. Those who have website, go through dashboard. You can see this category, subcategory, sub-in category, affiliate product, and everything as a category title, meta keyword, meta description. Everything is there. Without a technical knowledge, actually you can have it. So please don't worry. You don't have it. You don't have technical knowledge. You obtain any of these, affiliate platforms. In the affiliate platform, you have this one. So you don't require another person to pay salary. You can do yourself. Even you employ someone, not necessarily that person has to be an SEO expert. This is just there is a go through SEO master thing. Everything is written over there. Okay. So even you can do one of the things, that we are recommending to have 100-page and 101 page also do an SEO. So every page you should do SEO for every product, and every page has 1,000 page, 100 plus words content, and there's a keyword as well. So every page has it, and every page is a URL. So every page you can also do SEO. So 100 places you can do this as well. Okay. And of course, the keyword strategy, we did it. Web analytics I will discuss with you a bit later. Now, there's a link strategy we discussed with you. That's a few technical aspects. Let's later part we'll do that one. Okay. There's a static index page that also come that. Now, webmaster tool also you need to set up. This is you can do yourself, or you can take someone's help and do that one. Okay. Now there's a crawl errors. How we need to check. That's yesterday the tool which I introduced you. They do all this aspect on it. Okay. And site speed improvement is one of the major portion. You need to have a good improved speed for the website. So please check that speed improvement is there or not. Okay. Now here is a more SEO 101 has recorded more content. It does not mean you too much of content in your site. No, elaborated content with a lot of image. So people not feel it is you stuffed with the content. So that is one of the way you have to take it, because Google you are more important for the text than image. So you have a 10 image in a page, perfect, but increase your text in that same page. So more, go down, put more content, but put an image. Again, that's a whole like image and content people always wanted. So this is important. So you should have a good number of text in your pages. Okay. And the privacy statement, like a few things, it's important to have it in your website. Keep the privacy statement disclaimer must be there. So like this, you do the on-page activities, and every page you do. And yesterday I mentioned, even you do about us, about some other keyword you use it. FAQ, use a different, so many keyword you can use. Contact us, you can use another one. Information, the product store or something, you can use another one. Even you can see the job opportunity in the career page. Events, you can mention. You can have a news, there is a news you can put there. You can have a blog, there's blog you can put it. So all the things in a website, every page, you need to focus on SEO 101 page. So you're putting an effort to have, this is in the first page of Google. Okay. Now, another few major strategies, and that when we do all these activities, usually people lose patience. Oh God, I had to wait 180 days. Actually, when you look at this, after the COVID affected our life, almost 6 months now, like February, March, April, May, June, July, right? So next month is March, even lockdown completing in 6 months. Next month, that's so fast. 6 months is not a longer period, to work and get a result. But people lose it, hey, I'm doing last 3 months. People start paying the salary, putting in effort, they're not seeing it. So that is one of the first things which I recommend to everyone to do, something called a YouTube syndication. What is exactly YouTube syndication? When you search in Google, normally one result comes from YouTube, right? First itself we can see video from YouTube. Okay, not only one time, so sometimes again repeatedly you can see 3, 4, 5 times YouTube link will be coming there, especially when you add a video word, or maybe some celebrities or some movie actors. All the things, this also rank there. So YouTube plus again a Google company, and there is a soft corner for a Google to YouTube. So utilize this opportunity and you search for a one keyword, even can be broad match, but I guarantee for a long time. Okay. Can be broad match also, because broad match I'm confident, because especially our online shopping mall, broad match based keywords, actually we are also doing a syndication. So here is a YouTube. What we do, you take a pick of the keywords, and that keyword YouTube is not ranking. When you search that keyword, when your keyword research time itself, you can note down this point. When you search that as a keyword, you are not. When I may ask you to do yesterday bucket, I removed that, because the bucket itself people think is too much of hard work. So you need to decide hard work and result. Okay, you think about tomorrow. every day without your effort, thousands of people coming to your website. Is it worth doing a 6 months ad work? Actually, yes. Right? It's not. If after 6 months you start making every day $3,000 to $5,000, is it worth doing an effort now? Answer is yes. That way you should be looking at it. Not that you do today something, next month result will no. That's not the way you should look into SEO aspect. So when the bucket part, I removed this point because you feel so much of work even before you start working. Yes, actually, answer is yes. Now, when you know in the keyword research step yesterday, when I mentioned it is when you're putting in a keyword bucket, you go to the Google and search and how many result is coming. So there is can add one more column and check it as YouTube and Wikipedia, because YouTube and Wikipedia syndication will be doing. So YouTube and Wikipedia is not very hard to mark. So that keyword, when you choose as a primary keyword, first thing you do something called YouTube syndication. Now, YouTube syndication is a method. So you're connecting with so many other keywords and other websites, other videos with your title tag, with your keyword together. So Google immediately recognizes you. Within a month's time, you can rank. That's a beauty of that. When I spoke to you about YouTube mastery, the first day I mentioned this is one. So it is so very faster we can rank. And it is always come on the top in the first itself. No, YouTube always come on the top. You notice that the first result usually come on YouTube. So this is the one of the method which you do a syndication, which is we are going to discuss in detail. Syndication take a very long time to explain, but it's one of the result everywhere people do that, and fastest, easiest. Even you have a competition with it, still you can do. But I recommend syndication. The moment is not there. Okay, sometimes moment is not there, not necessary. People say actually yes, but if you do syndication, you will be remain there. Now, if I was too much of competition, there are other YouTubers that you go and do syndication, you will get a ranking than others. So that's another method. So you need to take a decision based on looking at this. Again, you need to have a kind of strategist or expert person to analyze and give it to you before you started doing it. Syndication part. So this is a very, very important step on syndication aspect. So you choose that keyword and immediately you rank and come there. Now, from there, again, further few things you have to take care. From the people go to the video. That can be even the meta description. You can have your company name, etc. When he goes to the video, the title tag should be leading to, to your branding, attention you're capturing to your brand, your website. Even your description, you can have your link. If you're doing an affiliate program, when we discuss YouTube Mastery affiliate program method, we saw in the description place, you go and place the the affiliate link, right? So this method properly done to rank in a Google first page. Okay, and it's a fastest result. Why put this in the earlier I used to say the last. This if you do that keyword within a month's time. Earlier it was a 2 board time. Now it's not valid. That is every 15 days Google used to update. So 2 times if you do it, Google automatically updated this one. But now that 15 days is not valid. It may be much faster than that. But you think about it in a month's time. You are on the first page of Google. Okay, that's just the one method. Okay. Now I'll go to the next one. It's again a Wikipedia syndication. Here is the same method of a YouTube, but there's a big difference here. You know the Wikipedia. When you search something, always the Wikipedia comes first. Yes or no? Anything you have what is or a who is, something like that, you ask that kind of a question, immediately Wikipedia comes. Now, you are a business owner or you have a business. It is sometimes you may not be able to put your website into a Wikipedia page, right? But not only that, if you keep it that way, there's not, Wikipedia people trust. That's another sad thing. What I was using a sad thing is, Wikipedia give a lot of misinformation. And that now I'm talking to you, you're making a Wikipedia for your business purpose. So it is not, be careful, friends. Wikipedia is done by people like professionals who wanted to do branding, people wanted to misinform, people wanted to misguide. It's also there. So Wikipedia, people say there are debate on it. Over a period of time, Wikipedia becomes genuine and true to a certain extent. There are few loopholes. I'll tell you an example. Now, there is a famous one issue which happens in India now. Now, someone went put a WhatsApp and social media post. Okay, so people thought this may not be true. Okay, because when I read it, also, I could not believe it that happened. So I know that. So immediately I find this. it's a fake. Then it started growing. You put in a blog, put into the blah, blah, blah. But it's not coming to the mainstream media. Why? Because it's not an authentic source. But mainstream media wanted to have that. So then someone else has created a Wikipedia, unverified Wikipedia page. Okay? Unverified Wikipedia page. So Wikipedia is there. So with unverified Wikipedia, mainstream media put into the public. Okay? So it's a Wikipedia. It's there. So Wikipedia people referring that, it put into the website, into the public television channels and newspaper. Okay. Then someone else go and verified with that newspaper and with that media. You understood this one? You got the cycle? That's stupid it is. I'll repeat again. Somebody made a fake news, completely false, put on a website, social media, and it's not true, completely false. But nobody saying it is wrong, or nobody, officially there is nobody had the courage to go to put in a mainstream media. And I'm not saying it is a very, the news, because it's a very, my self-esteem is not allowing me to talk that kind of a stupid thing. So then what happens is mainstreaming was talking, but they want some kind of a source. So one fellow go and create a Wikipedia page. Then what happened next? By unverified Wikipedia page, one mainstream media reported. And then another media has also continued to that. Okay, because Wikipedia, according to the Wikipedia source, this is showing about this one. So that all the mainstream media started doing, propagating about this one. With this new source, someone verified the Wikipedia. So you have verified Wikipedia now. You getting my point? So this is a quite tricky places. So my point here is, you as an expert, you as a professional, you understanding this process, please completely judge and believe Wikipedia. But now the part of our SEO 101 strategy, by explaining this part, you can also play around this around. Now, for example, you are running a school in Dubai, or a school in London, or a school in India, a school in Malaysia, a school in Australia, wherever goes. Okay. Now, best school in Doha, best school in Dubai. So you get a result. The people, because it's a school, not just first result, they don't jump in, they just go and verify. So now Wikipedia can talk about your school. So not your Wikipedia page of your school. Now about Dubai, somebody create a Wikipedia page. Is that Wikipedia just so many information? In that education, under the education schools. In the schools, list of school. In that school, your school say, you are the best school in Dubai. You got it? Okay, so now what happens? People trust that, but you made it. So that's a way people use for a commercial purpose, all this one. So this is the way you can actually link with multiple Wikipedia pages, and created by professional, created by across the globe. There are a lot of professionals easily created Wikipedia pages, and you link with and syndicate with all this Wikipedia, and you can do. This is another shortest way ranking, and Wikipedia rank faster, and Wikipedia people trust. So you started getting, the good thing initially itself we are doing it is, when you start getting result, as a human being, we want a result. When we see the result, we motivated. When we motivated the result, we do more work. And we will do more work, again, result comes. So that's the reason the catapult, initial result is important. And this, when you see the result, real motivation for others also to work. And plus these two things give a lot of mileage. So this is called the Wikipedia syndication. Now go for another off-page activities like directory submissions. And 1,000+ directories you will submit for your link building activities. Apart from that, you also buy a 10,000 links, quality links. So that 10,000 link you may not be able to do, but 1,001 link we recommend you to do over a bit often, daily 30, 40 you do, 100 days, 10, or maybe some, you can divide 10, 20 you do per day, or 30 you do per day, depends upon that. You can submit and complete the 1,001 directories. Okay. Now you also do classifieds. Around 1,000+ classified, like depends on the country. That's the reason I told you to choose a 100 country. So each country has a good number of classified. You target that one. So even that country's traffic is targeted, and it's also linked to geo methods. And so everything combined. So in all the aspects when the Google look into, you are the best. They cannot deny you giving a ranking on it. Okay. Now blog, I think very quality link is come from the blog. So you can have your own blog, or you can have others to write a blog for you, or you create a pseudo blog. So it is a combination is the best thing. You can have your own blog, plus you can also have a pseudo blog where someone else is writing for you and putting into that one is a blog writing part. Okay, and the blog link has a very, very good quality. And your 10,000 plus link you're buying, it don't have a quality, but Google value. That's it. But this one's around blog writing, everything linked to your product page or your URL page, it's fantastic. Good value will be there. So that's reason blog is very, very important. And anyway, one day we are completely working on a niche blog and how you make money with the blog. That time we'll discuss about this. One of the revenue method for you is getting blog revenue from from the companies who wanted a link. So they'll pay you actually the money for keeping a link as well. Okay. Now there's a forums, and forums may not have that quality like a blog, but forum writing is also very important, and especially a lot of niche audience will be there in the forum, right? Like if you're starting in something about foreign education, or you're starting something about fitness, or you're starting something about healthcare, and that professional or that niche audience will come to the forum and keep discussing about mentioning a URL and putting in things is great. But because it's a public place, Google won't value that much, but still there is a value. So you should have a writing on it. Then articles, apart from your blog, that when you search in Google, the result always come from one or two from the article, depends upon what you searched. So more than 100 articles during this period, you will submit to websites, to various articles, various article submission websites. Into each article, you will add the keywords and put your URLs also in that way. Okay, so that's an article submission. You can do that one. Now, this is another fastest way of ranking after YouTube and Wikipedia is a Yahoo Answers and Quora. These two, some cases Yahoo still value more, and especially you are a Yahoo, Bing, Bing and Microsoft and Yahoo together now, they value more Yahoo Answers than the Quora. Now, Quora, once you search in Google, usually always come as a Quora. And you asked me, one of the best example of a garbage is Quora, okay? But Google value. Okay, so we need to look into that way. So you hear Yahoo Answers and Quora Answers, you need to very systematically do, and very smart method you to do. So Yahoo Answers is basically, when someone asks some question and someone will answer, that ranked in Google first page. Now Yahoo Answers can be your keyword. Now someone searching about some product which is there in your website. Okay, for example, what's the product actually? Okay, now we say, okay, now I'm going for a travel. Oh, no, I'm going to this winter situation. Or which cosmetics item you recommend for when I'm allergic to this one, or maybe I'm so and so. I'm living in Doha. Which school you recommend to? Okay, so all these kinds of questions which people ask, right? So people ask and people get an answer, because there are people do that one, and you can see most of the questions and answer. So here you use this opportunity and talking about your website. And here you need to do in a very smart way, because Yahoo and Quora will catch you soon if you don't do properly. Very systematically you do. How you do? Your 11 primary keywords, you have 11 questions and 100 answers. So 100 plus answers. Each one should have 10 answers. Now you never ask this question, and the person who's accessing your website through the admin panel are also not asking them. Someone else will ask the question for you, okay? And which include your keyword, which does not include your brand and URL. Okay. Then someone else will answer from somewhere else, which is basically talk about directly or indirectly about your company. Or but that answer itself will sometimes the link. Some cases, they understand this, they will not allow you to keep a link, but it lead you to the next search. That's enough for you. For example, it's your domain. That's the reason you have different domain names. That another keyword answer will be, there's a fantastic thing, for this. You're asking the question, so you need to be careful, etc. And you search in Google by using this keyword, and that keyword you can rank. So that's another method of getting traffic to maybe some keyword you may not be able to rank other way. So this you need to connect with as well. Okay. So of course, another way you are talking about how do I get this, where do I buy these products? and which school I can send it to this school, and they search that school. That's the reason you have a show off keyword. Understood? Why a show off keyword? So here sometimes you mention your URL, Yahoo and Quora might understand, they may not allow you, but your show off keyword you can use there. For example, now you say which school is the best school in Doha. If I want to send my some kids to so-and-so school, this kind of a school where you can suggest that your Yahoo answer. Then answers you can say, okay, let's say it's sent to Nebraska school. Now Nebraska is not necessary put Nebraska school as a URL. The moment Yahoo answer is in Nebraska is one of the best. Now Yahoo and Quora will not object. Now the user will see Nebraska. He'll go to Google, copy and paste in Google, Nebraska. So Nebraska is easy for you to run. That's your own brand. Yes or no? You're getting my point. So your own brand is a show-off keyword. That's the reason show-off keyword important. So you can have that way ranking on. Same way for Yahoo answers and Quora answers, Quora submission also. So how many questions you will ask? Every keyword you'll have 11 questions. So that means over 100 questions. Now every questions you have an average of 10 plus answers, 11 answers. So you can see the kind of a quantity you're bringing in there. And it's not one day. It's a gradually, organically do 180 days time. In 6 months of period, on different IPs, different places, you should do. And if you are alone this, how do you do? Some people try to do friends. If they are not serious, they do mistakes. There are people to do this. You can actually, many people, you get it online. In Fiverr, you get it. And you get it Upwork, all the people this very systematically they do for you. And this is one of the method you can do. Or you can also, you make a draft, give to your friends to ask the question from US, someone from UAE answer, someone from Pakistan answer, one from UK answer. That's also you can do. That's a little hardworking, but you don't have to pay. So you have a choice. You have to pay money or someone else to do for you. So as a team, that I always utilize this as a team. Now we have for different part of the world. We can do each other this program. I'll do it for you, you do it for me. So that's an easy. Okay, so that's exactly during the 100 days. If all of us start doing this kind of a thing, we exchange. For your website, I can ask the questions and someone will answer. So we can actually plan this one. You getting my point? So this is the way we need to have Yahoo answers and Quora submissions to do. Now you also do a press releases, and the news always has a good value, especially press release has a good value. So this press releases, there are online press releasing companies with the $50, $100, you get 1,000 pages to release and 2,000 pages to release. And maybe some companies will give you, a lot of companies to do press releases. And that press releases has a good value. Now, again, equality matters here. The only online press releases companies, Google give a less weightage. So you need to go online and offline together. I mean, offline also they have presence, or online they have a legitimate presence like entrepreneur.com. Or a Forbes.com. It's a Forbes magazine has good weightage. If you get some article in Forbes, it's nothing like that. Or maybe CNBC business channels, or maybe anything on a business-wise they're talking about. If it's your company, it's a business-wise. That press release is so very important. So 11 different press releases or different products approach. You should plan and give it to them. And something maybe for news to make is something you have to give a free advice sometime. Something you need to come out, do a press releases about your website, your product, your something. Okay, so this is maybe your anniversary, your celebration, maybe some charity work, something you need to do to get that coverage to happen on it. Okay. Now you also have a white papers. White papers, right? About your company, about your products. You create a white papers, and these white papers are a huge points now Google is giving, because everybody is on a white papers now, right? Now, people wanted to have white papers, and you can submit a white paper. So minimum 11 white papers you will submit for with using your primary keywords. And the moment is a white paper is there, it's a huge impact there. Okay, so this never compromise white paper. Earlier, people are not giving much attention, but Google is giving a huge attention for a white paper submission part. Then there are a few things like bookmark. I'm not explaining all the 100 in detail, so we will not have much time. So something which is recorded tricks and tactics we do. The bookmark submission, again, you can easily to do. And you need to have an image uploaded. The people go to some time. The moment they search in Google, then they'll go to image. Depends upon the search. From the image, they come to their website. I don't know how many of you noticed this one, right? So that's the reason even you need to have something called meta image. So some of the products, some of the services, some of the keyword you're using, you need to have a unique image which can be uploaded, and you to have a tag for it. So now someone searching and going to image, it reaches. Especially some of the things which you are not able to rank in a normal way, and it has a possibility to have a look for image, like a fashion, like a makeup kit, like a travel, all the places people wanted to see image first, right? So that's a place you can actually place the image. So you will rank better than others. So people, and your image quality is good, and more number of image from you, people click and come to you. So that's the reason. Image also, we need to give an importance to rank on it. And again, also video, and we need to have 11 videos, client specific or a keyword specific. You need to have a line, video to be uploaded, and which is title tag, of course, the thumbnail. All the things are very important. Now, each keyword you have a different keyword, and people also say each keyword should have 11 keywords. That's too much, but now YouTube Master, it's worth doing. You feel it is each keyword you can have 11 videos, but overall minimum of 11 keyword you record. Now, you, as I mentioned, there are 101 search engines you submit apart from the Google, Yahoo, and Bing. Okay. Now, various profiles you create in a various major websites, like entrepreneurs, you create a profile. Maybe Confederation of Chamber of Industries, you create a profiles. That's also important. I'm not social media. I'll come to you a bit later on. You also list in more than 100 places as a local listing. You remember that 100 countries you need to target 100. So these 100 countries, you will rank. Each keyword, local listing, which word that there. Okay, so and so cities. Okay, best schools in Dubai, best school in Kuala Lumpur, best school in Singapore. So this you list in the locally as well. So even that local result, and it's also Google understand you have a presence all these places, and it's actually that permutation combination gives a value for you to move forward. And the yellow pages, you place it obviously online yellow pages. Please make a listing obvious. There is a pinging. There is a little technical part. Is a pinging. Not necessary for you to understand what is how to do, but it's a method is basically a kind of a calling, a kind of sending a signal for a Google crawler to again get an updation for you to your website, which will eventually get you better ranking. And there is a link exchange website you can do, but it's not that good quality. But still, it's some activities is worth it. Okay. Now, there's a different kinds of a linking as there. Depends upon your competition, depends upon the quality you're getting. You have to decide how much you have to do. That's the reason I'm not mentioning numbers, not number specific. Depends upon what you're getting you to do it as. And of course, the photo sharing website, you share your websites and photos and do that one as well. Okay. And a business review is a very important. When you search in Google, you can see the review comes on top, especially how it is, which one is the best, something like that, questions and all. Or maybe sometimes people search for a review about it, product review, testimonials. These are the things people search. So that review should come. The problem with this business, as you know, you have a lot of enemies, number one. You have a lot of competition, number two. A lot of people with jealousy, number three. There are time wasters, number four. Some people really you don't want to grow. Simple. No, I don't want him to be that way. So that are all the people are there in the market. Billions of people are there, and they're going to do review. Okay, and you will have a genuine mistake you are done, genuine problem. So you are into business, you will have a problem, you will have a failures, you will have issues, and people are going to react. You bigger the business, worse. Like go to Amazon review, you have a worst. You go to Odito review, you go to airlines review. Everybody talk out a very negative, especially the negative will be the high. You know which company has the highest negativity, especially the food ordering product companies. They have a very bad review, like a Talabat, like a Suki, like a Food Panda. You know why? The person who is ordering a food, he is already hungry. That's the reason ordering, right? And now he's expecting 20 to 30 minutes time, and he's waiting for a food. You know that is practically that website or app place an order. Then there is a manual process also there. It's placed to go to a restaurant, get the order, the pickup fellow, pick it up and come to you. This 20 to 45 minutes time or a 1 hour time, which was basically humanly possible, but there are a lot of obstacles. Traffic jam, food places can be seen. Pick it up, picking up a person who's going to travel to pick it up and bringing. So you know all these companies trying to do the best, like a Talabat or a Suki and Food Product, everyone. But mistakes do happen. There's a delay. And there is a delay. Sometimes they're not bringing a dessert, and you get angry for that. Then instead of you order for a normal, you got a spicy, you get angry on that. And not that you expected. Last time when you got a 2 leg piece in MACD, now you didn't get a leg piece, even you blame them. So all the smaller and bigger issues usually comes in. Now, especially the review can see is not, these are the complaints. I'm not getting this also, you can see they don't place you proper order. It's people do review. You read a review, you can see that. That's stupid the people are. Now, there are genuine review which comes in. I place an order for 1 hour. I'm waiting. Actually, the person placed an order is already hungry, and when you know that you lose a patient when you're hungry, right? You're that's the time you write, and you have nothing else to do. You have your lunch break, 1 or 2. You're supposed to have 1 o'clock the lunch. You order for 12:40. You are expecting 1:15, 1:30. Also did not come. You have a system free. You calling them. He's not answering. He's on a bike ride. He's not answering the phone. Customer care says on the way. You write a review. So this is the reason why maximum food companies are say reviews bad. You cannot get away with that. So what do? You do review yourself. Means what? You make a review. You ask your friends, your good clients, acquaintance, do a review for you and promote that. So that means tomorrow when you have a bad review, it will not appear first. You cannot delete others' reviews sometime, right? And there is, I can't mention the company name. The company made a maximum revenue, millions of dollars revenue. Now it's a big company now. They got a negative reviews. They allow the client to write a negative. Bad reviews. So when the bad review happened, they go to the client and say, you have a bad review. I'll remove you for give me the money. Awesome, right? So the content is created by someone. To remove that content, they have to get money. Okay. So this is one of the strategies which says this is not ethical, but they do. And still they are with a good client because they want a client. Okay, so this is a public webinar, so I'm not putting the company's name. It's a very, very famous company, but this is a strategy. Many hotels do pay the money to them because, hotel again, people do bad reviews. So because people, you cannot match expectations. You say I'm a 3-star hotel, I'm a 4-star hotel, or 5-star hotel. People has an expectation. And the human beings from starting from the moment you enter to the hotel and checking process, housekeeping process, food process, everything, billing, everywhere. Especially they'll ask, if your checkout time is 12 o'clock, you extended 2 o'clock, and your flight is in the night, you're expecting another 4 hours, can I stay? They said, no, you write a wrong review. So all the things happen, right? So now, these companies, they do a review, it's a good review and bad review. Bad review to remove, that company charges. So this is a very big issue. And plus, I know one restaurant has been closed because of the review. Because the competitors intentionally did a review. It's a bad review. Because at the moment he's opening, so he started doing, even before he's opening, started doing a review. And the moment it's open, everybody look at how the new restaurant. Very bad opinion. The day one also, they could not take care. The owner surprised. How come I treated everyone well? First day was a free food, but how come they did a review? Actually, his competitor did the review for that. Okay, the biggest fine. The HTC and Samsung had a fight. Samsung has to pay $30 million. No, court asked them to pay because Samsung is hire an agency to do bad review for HTC. And HTC look at this, everything was okay, but so much of reviews. They did a private investigation. They found Samsung did that. And then court actually asked Samsung to pay $30 million to HTC. So this review is a big game, and people trust the review, and you trust the review, right? So that is the major issue. So here, your website, your business organization, you need to have a review to plan. So if you're not planning a review, someone else will plan for you. Okay, so you need to plan a review. Part of your SEO 101, you will make a review. Maybe a genuine review, but with someone else. It should be an original person. It should not a fake creating ID. Original person. You can ask your friends. You can ask your relatives. You can ask your neighbors. Even you can ask your good clients to do review and promote that review. Okay, so that is the best way. Then that will come in first page. Tomorrow when your negative comes, your bad thing comes, it will not appear in the first page. It will go to the second page and third page. This is a method you can do it. Now, of course, the guest posting depends upon what kind of a business you are doing. You can have a guest posting for your putting into the various website. That also has a value. And video promotions and various videos coming with the YouTube and Vimeo, other channels also you can do that. And comment posting also, it's one of the things that it has a less wastage, but it's worth doing it. Now, one important thing during the SEO 101, you need to do a PPC campaign, remarketing campaign. That's another important thing. Google directly won't say you to you, but it's an important. When I notice it is, if you do an SEO campaign, PPC campaign, Google is immediately ranking that. Plus, when you do that, Google give you much more information about the keywords. Now you want to do campaign, so you can understand more things about the campaign, and you'll have more information. So a remarketing campaign targeting within your different cities, you can plan, and that gives you the mileage, because multiple places the link result will happening, and it will be faster ranking happen. So one is a remarketing should do, and a pay-per-click and PPC campaign also you can do. May not be necessary video campaigning, but PPC and ad campaign, especially the PPC AdWord campaign is important to do a habit. Okay, those who don't know about PPC and ad, we'll be covering in a coming days on a remarketing campaigns. Okay, that time we'll discuss about it. Now, PDF submissions. There are a lot of websites which take the PDF, right? So you need to submit with your keyword. So when a Google search will seek at this PDF and give them a free download with your URL. And in the URL also, in the link also, you can have this PDF with you. Now, PPT submissions, various sites of a PPT, apart from SlideShare. SlideShare, I'll tell you a little different strategy bit later. So PPT submission is basically about your product and services. You can create a PPT. And that PPT should talk about in large scale about your products. So people going through the PPT, they read a lot and do it. Now, when you look at it as one of the largest political party in India, they have a PPT submissions of big strategy. Every topic they come out with the hundreds and thousands of PPT, and it's circulated through social media. And people read as an authentic document. PowerPoint has more points, presented as someone presented this one, and put there a fake leader, fake person. I'm not saying you have to do faking, but actually that is giving a big mileage to get a ranking. So here is a PPT submission part. You need each keyword you make a PowerPoint presentation, upload it to various PPT submission website, which eventually get you ranking. That's the one. Then business listing, never forget all these business directories and Chamber of Commerce and associations, organizations and foundations and NGOs. You list your business. It's important to have. And a Q&A, different forums, you can have a question answer with your keyword. You can have a questions, and someone asks the question, you can even go and do an answer also. Then various community sites you can go and involve and put that one. The microblogging is not that important, but if you can do all the part of that, you can also important one. And there's something called podcast, and the audio submission also can do. Depends upon the niche. Some niche may not be valid, but you have you have audio books. So audio submission is important. And some other things you have that become, or you have a music site is important for that you to have. Then of course the podcast, that's growing now, and it's a different part of the world. Is very, very good. And it's a podcast. What happened? The podcast, you go and submit and record one, highlight on it. And there's something called deep linking. It's not very important, but that's usually the professionals do it for you. Then SlideShare, which I told you about. SlideShare do. What you have to do is one SlideShare has a link with the one to another one. You might have seen. So all the 11 keyword you should link with the SlideShare one PPT, not like randomly doing other one. So one slide to another slide, if you can do it, the moment you SlideShare usually comes on top of the first page. Something detail you wanted to have actually come from SlideShare, and do not increase so many slides. Plus, in the SlideShare, when the downloading time below description, you need to put that content with the keywords. So sometimes SlideShare won't allow the people to download free. They'll ask you to log in, but the content they can read, and that has your URL, and Google understand and Google value that. So this way, you need to do SlideShare as well. Then regional directories, apart from the major directories, so each city or directories, you may submit that as well. Now, another thing is in your emails, you will use signatures. I think all of you know how to use a signature. If you don't have, please start using it. And signatures given a good thing is about is with your URL you give it. Sometime when you send an email, they might give you a result. Click that, it become a result, right? And you can also have autoresponders with your email during this period, where we can have a additional result coming in that one. Okay, so you can do that one. Okay, and of course you need to go for SSL, HTTPS. It should be there. Try to do. That's a free, or you can also with paid method. You can do that one. Okay, and mobile marketing is a mobile search has a different way Google work on. Sometimes you search on a desktop, not necessarily come on a mobile. So that's some attention you have to give in your mobile devices. The mobile search are more than the desktop search. So we need a mobile marketing search also happening for getting a good ranking on it. Okay. Now, there's a branding or authority building is a trust creation. This is usually SEO professionals usually do. What you do in authority building, actually outsourcing is the best and fastest you can do that one. So same thing in demos listing also is part of that one. There are a few technical aspects, which is I recommend the SEO professionals do that. Is maybe $50, $100 you can get it done. All these aspects. The link from this is one. This is one. Okay. Now. Negative SEO awareness, so there's some of the tools when you use will not be good idea. So you have to be careful on it, and anything happen during the process, you need to adjust that one. Okay. And link selling also same thing. You don't sell a link from you. So many people ask you, I keep your link, can you keep my link? It has a very less value. Please don't do that one. Okay. Now there is something called Google Sandbox. It's again a few techniques not necessary. And anchor text is another tool part. A link profile management also. You don't have to take care of this. This is not very important also. You can ask someone else to do. Okay. Now backlink age checking, you can use a different tools and check the age of the link, and if the latest is the best. Okay, not the old one, the new one. You keep updating it is important aspect. Now you also need to link with the competitors. It's not disconnecting with them. Connecting with them is better, and there are different methods to connect with this as well. Okay. And you need to, the link is, backlink is a very, very important thing. According to me, all this link part, you better to give to some professionals to do that one. Okay, that's better. Now, what we are talking about a 100% guaranteed result to come on. Okay, so a guaranteed result, when you get it, within 1 year, you get this one. Within 180 days, actually, you should complete. You need to have a waiting period of 1 year time. All the things, 25% of the keyword will be ranked. The worst scenario, the best scenario, even second month, third month, fourth month start ranking. Please don't worry. But 1 year time, every bad thing will be ranked in the Google first page. Everything is 25% of the thing is guaranteed. Rest you may and may not. Sometimes 100% also may, we don't know. But 25% is sure about it doing. And never forget to on page for every page. And on page, as I told you, in affiliate platforms like a page, you can utilize and do. So every page on page is doing become very, very important for you. Then there's something called social media 101. Now, social media has a different campaign and different strategies we have, right? Social media 101 strategies is it is compatible with the SEO 101. So what is the difference between other social media strategies and the social media 101 here? Now, social media has a different strategy, like a 70-20-10 principle we use, and different tools we use, and different methods of depends on a branding objective, based on a sales objective, based on an objective, different strategy we come out. I'm not talking about it. Irrespective of that, you need to have an SEO 101 strategy compatible with SEO social media strategy. One, you need to have 11 profiles, 11 platform you are using. The 11 platform you have to derive by looking at your competition and the keywords. So maybe sometime LinkedIn come first. So you need to have a major social media like a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest. Maybe you need to have a Zing and all the things which the major 11 one from the Google point of view, take it up from there. Now another thing is you need to do is each one, if you have a team members, you can also have another 11 profiles. In LinkedIn, you have 11 profiles. You can have your company, your organization, not your company, your website. I'm talking. You have employees, you have team members, you have friends who you can use their, or your family members. You create an idea profile for them. Google actually value that, but to Google to value, we need to have numbers. 5 digits is a metric here. So Google value your Facebook page. Google value your LinkedIn page. Once you have 10,000 likes or 10,000 followers, and YouTube 10,000 subscribers, LinkedIn 10,000 connections. So the moment you are the top of that authority. But sometimes your competitor has a 5,000, you have a 6,000, give you a chance. But Google definitely consider you have a 5-digit. So that's the reason 5-digit is the focus should be there. You need to have 5-digit. So if you don't have it, as one of the positions usually Google, not one, nowadays 2 or 3 positions usually they go to social media in the Google first page. Now your competitor is doing a very well in social media, and you get a less chance to rank on that. So this become very important for us. So that's the reason your social media sync with SEO 101 apart from other activities. So this is a huge important one to have with us to get in a Google point of view. And that is Google search in Google and reach to the social media, and they go to the social media. So you get a social media interactions also there. So social media 101, you must have to use that one. Now, if you want to know social media 101 as well as this entire strategy in detail, I would recommend you to join with us as a consultant or a trainer. So entire what I spoke to you now, that in around 90 minutes, I'll be talking to them around 9 hours plus on this strategy, and they will do with us. Especially now, we are doing 3-4 projects on SEO 101. You can do along with us, and you can learn, and this is enough for you to survive in your future life. You can become a consultant. You say that will get you guaranteed result in Google first page. Every client will accept that because people want it. So become a consultant trainer. I think some of you already know that opportunity. If you don't know, tomorrow morning 9 o'clock, I would recommend everyone to come and join us. Tomorrow, there are many people are joining today. There are people who to become mentors. So you can actually become a mentor with us, and you can also take a position as a consultant and trainer. So we would recommend you to take up that one. And of course, you can have a kind of a business you are actually starting, and you get an assured kind of a income every month from us based on activity you are doing. If you can do 200 hours of work, you can make a good money. Plus, you have a learning opportunity, and this is an amazing opportunity. Usually, we give a consultant only around 70 hours of a training. Now you have this training, plus there is a mentoring training. In addition, there are other training we are scheduling. Earlier, we planned to do around alternative days. I think we might go more than alternative days now. Now, next month onwards, actually, because every Mondays are quite busy there, but when I scheduled it to complete the training before October, not able to do. So I told them that is actually more than the alternative days. We will be doing training, and maybe we'll do 2 to 3 hours of session separately. So we cover so much of things to learn. And plus next month, you will have a training. The consultant and trainers also will get a training from an expert on a remarketing. We hired him to do a remarketing activities for us. So they will be training the people for a remarketing and retargeting as well. Then we also put on the board something for a conversion rate optimization, especially the people who are online shopping mall, the client and the niche owners and the consultant trainers also get a training on conversion rate optimization. So these are the very advanced level of training from various experts. You get it. So that's the reason I would recommend, if you like this SEO 101, take that and it will come. Okay. So this entire full strategies and techniques and tactics and tools we'll share with you when you become that one. So now we have a very less time. So I just want to show you one more thing about something called Google Analytics. Then we will end for the day, and we'll take all the questions in the mastermind group. I think please join there. And tomorrow, if you have any questions, tomorrow or Q&A day, Tuesday. Tomorrow we are already flooded with the YouTube, but still, if we have a time, we will be taking a question on SEO 101 as well, on SEO 101. So Google Analytics is it's a tool or a platform offered by Google, and will give you, now once you've done SEO 101, so many activities done. You need to know from where they came, how they came, which device they came, and which location they came, how they found us. All these details will Google gives you. It's a free of cost. A certain extent is a free of cost, but if you have more than 50 sites, they charge you extra. So Google Analytics gives you a free tools that Google gives you free of cost. You don't have to pay on it. Okay. And it's analytical tools, and it's a very extremely in-depth performance. You get it. I know how much time a person stayed back with you, which product he went first, then which product to which page he went, everything in detail Google give you. And what are the advantage of this? So first is actually it's a free of charge. And people can you will able to understand how the people are locating to you, and it's also identify from where they come, and you can also segment the visitors based on the analytics. You can see some people are coming to the first page and going to product page. Some clients coming to then going to the service page. So you can actually segment. You can see some people coming from smart devices going for this product. Some people coming from Windows devices going this place. Sometimes you can see country-wise, people coming from US is going to this page. Some country coming from UK going to this page. You can actually segmentize. Now you can actually, based on that, you can fine tune. Google Analytics also tell you which area did not happen, website improvement you can do. And why you need to do this one? It's important to understand what is happening around, who's coming to your website and what they're doing, which are the pages they're going, how many people are coming, how often they're coming, which area they're coming, what are the spending patterns, what are the preferences of there, what are the frequencies there, everything we can have there. And based on a blog or a statistics website also you can have. Of course, e-commerce and affiliate website, you must have Google Analytics as well. Okay. Now, how many people are visiting you? Now, where do my visitors live? So if your customers, where are they? Where are they located? That information can give you. And which other website is connecting to you? From which backlink you're getting? Sometimes we discuss in the backlink part. So you can actually understand which backlink, what kind of a backlink you need to have more. Sometimes you get a blog, so you can increase the number of blogs. Sometimes you get a maybe syndication, like a YouTube syndication or Wikipedia syndication, giving you a link, so you can understand that. Okay, so you'll understand what kind of a marketing tactics to get people to your place. Now you can also check which pages are the pages that are popular in your website, which page people are visiting more. Okay, you also want to know how many visitors are really converted to us customers. It's also important information you can have it on. Okay. And where did my converting visitors come from and to where they go? This also you can have. Now, your website speed, analytics will tell you all the pages are good speed or not, everything to end of the give. Okay, and which blog content is giving you better than? And there are many additional questions like a Google and you can answer when you go and register. You can do that one. So I'll show you how to do that. You can do, and it's a free or a paid. Actually, answer yes and no. It's a free version also there, but the enterprise business you need to upgrade. You have more than 50 sites you need to upgrade. Now, how do you? First, you need to Google account. How do you do this one? So how do you set up your Google Analytics? It's very easy. You need to have Google Gmail account. Then go to Google Analytics. So that's where you do. Now, don't let your website designer to create analytics for you. Okay, you do yourself. Okay. Now, they will take your complete data from them. That's one of the mistakes people do. People ask your website designers to do. No, you create your account and you should have a complete. And few scenarios for this. You have multiple websites. Now, Wednesday, I'm going to talk about the affiliate as well as a blockchain. I know some of you are going to have a multiple website and some of you already have a 4 website because 4 website strategies. So in that case, what do you do? Scenario 1, if you have one website and you do only one Google Analytics, it's easy. Scenario 2, you have a 2 website or more than 2 websites, such as one for your business or like an example, you have an affiliate website, then you have a consultant website. So you can have an account and you can connect one as a business, one to the personal account. Then that's where you can set up. Another one is like scenario 3, if you have several business like a 4 website strategies. You have a 50 accounts or 60 accounts. There are many marketers, especially affiliate marketers, different niche, different product they host a different website and do. So now you look at ADM website. Now we have around 15 to 20 website only for this purpose. We started building it is now for looking at the future SEO aspects as well. Okay, so make a business account. Okay, and personal account, and you can make as a business account. Other website can be in a personal account. So. And you can have a different scenario to decide based on what I put the points there. You can take a design. How do you set up this Google Analytics account? Now, in the 5 minutes, I'll just quickly go and give you step by step there. Step 1, go to analytics.google.com. So you to get a step 2 like this, start measuring, click there. Then you go as a new account, my new account name, create that account name like I discussed the scenario. Then click everything, I agree. Then go to step 5, and what other thing you want to measure? They'll ask you about website or a mobile application you can do, or both you can do. Then click on a next. Then step 7, your website URL you can put it there. Website name you can put it. Then website URL. Okay, then you can have a terms and condition, agree, then click on accept. Then we go to dashboard. They get a beautiful dashboard. You'll be amazed to see the dashboard. So much of information they give you Google, and then there's a script to keep it in your website. You copy and keep the script in your website. Here are the challenge. Now, your website is done by a website designer. You have to depend on them to do that for you if you don't know the coding. But if you're using a platform like you have private beta website, you can do yourself. This is your activities on it. It's easy. If you don't know, you can ask the support team to do it for you. They'll do it for you. Okay. Now, you can actually set up the Google Tag Manager for this. And there are tools to learn, videos to learn how to do all the things. A very easy thing. Okay. There are a lot of Google tutorials also there. All the things that I'm talking to you. So faster you can go and find out. Okay. Now, the different tags you can do, different configuration you can set up. And you want to have a triggering data, you can have configuration and triggering in two important aspects, which we discuss in detail in later session when you do a practical, or maybe when your site we connect with the Google Analytics. So each one of you part of SEO 101, you have to connect with the Google Analytics aspect. Okay, so this is important part, and it is there's a universal analytics as the thing you need to choose it when you're choosing tag. And you can also new variable you can see. You can just follow the instruction which I mentioned because the time I'm going faster, and you can see what is the triggering, all the things to save or next. That's easy. Just read and take a decision on that one. Okay. Now you need to set up a goals on your Google Analytics dashboard. There is a beautiful dashboard comes in. You can set a goal. First of all, you should have a goal, right? You should set a goal, and you can put that on the goal button. They give you the goal button to keep it. Now in a VM GOSA, you remember that VM GOSA, we talk about vision, mission, and goals. So goals, even you need to put a new goal, you can keep it, and you can get the entire information from the Google give you. Okay, so you can also set up a time, duration, and page screen. And you wanted to have how many people watch this video in your website, how many people went to event page, all the things you can do that one. And duration you can set up, what kind of a people came, what the destination came, you can have that one as well. So this is a complete tool where you have a complete information about what is happening with your website. And there's something you can link with the Google Search Console. And so you check how many time the Google crawling rate you can actually see. And everything Google gives you very transparently about your website. You have all the information. And please make sure that you do this once. Then you keep accessing all the detail you come to. And also an important not due to others. There's a lot of information about your business, and other people take that information from you. You protect this information, whatever your work you're doing, whether traffic you're bringing, the keyword you're ranking, everything has the complete things. Make sure that is these analytics you have it properly set up and using on it. Okay, so this is the process. Actually, entire step is there. You can actually go and follow the step. Click. That's the method, and it's a very important for you to keep this with you. And confidentiality important. And the analytics, based on analytics, you may also discuss with the next action with the consultants or your mentors, and take it next level. Now, the most important thing is start having a Google Analytics account. To have once you have a website or a blog, you can start utilizing this is one. And I agree, some of you don't have a website. I think please attend on a Wednesday. I'll let you give you multiple choices on website options. An amazing thing with a good business model I explain you on a Wednesday. Tomorrow we are completely dedicating for question answer. And here I think you might have received from my colleagues the email. You put the questions earlier that tomorrow, because of the question, we go with the order. We'll submit the question first. So tonight itself, you can ask a question about last week. Last week we did not have a question answer because the YouTube mastering. So last week, entire question, anything about YouTube, any questions about this week on SEO, last 2 days and today, and anything general apart from these two things. So preferences first go to YouTube, then go to SEO and SEO 101, then general. So you can send out the questions. And we will have an answer that is. And some of the question I always say you ask on a Q&A session, because if it's not related to topic, we can take it. So please do that one. And with this, we'll end for the today. I believe you really like the SEO 101. This, I think, This is a bigger strategy. Normally we have a strategies which we speak about approximately 15 minutes, 20 minutes time. Today, I think we discussed about approximately 90% of the time only on a strategy. I think these are one of the biggest strategies I used. I really like it, and I found the result. I believe all of you liked this idea and understood. And please go ahead and start implementing. Okay, thank you so much once again. I'll see you in the mastermind group a few minutes from now. Please join the mastermind group. All of you, I will welcome to join now. Thank you.